With the Academic Center being the first of its kind, I think it's a badge of honor when someone comes in and wants to copy what you have, or they want to steal someone from you.
In the early 90s, there was a desire between Provost Simon and at that time our football coach, Coach Saban, to come up with the idea of creating this Center for Student Athletes.
That was an important part of our beginning, and both Nick and I were involved with Steve Smith on a much smaller basis in donating to that building, because we realized it was kind of the lifeline of our program.
It's a standalone structure, 32,000 square feet. Steve Smith had obviously the lead gift.
I think at the time it was the biggest donation by a professional athlete to his alma mater.
With the help of our what we call Inner Circle and help of a lot of other folks, we were able to open the doors to this building in 1998, and we were actually the first academic center in the country for Division I student athletes.
We set the standard, being the first ones to come up with this, like you said, concept, and to get a chance to come out here and look what it's done. And now everybody around the country is coming here to try to duplicate it, but you never could be first.
I was a freshman and Steve was a junior, and I came in and he was always helpful with me. He was a guy that was always looking to give back and kind of give to the younger guys.
He's a great guy. He cares about his alma mater, and for him to donate that much money to a building on the college campus is just amazing, and it just shows what type of person he is.
First, he was a great player here. Left a legacy.
He still cares about the program. He wasn't just, he's not one of those type of people that he just cared about the program while he was here. He's been removed from this university for quite a while now. So I think for him to be able to reach out and give a generous donation like that was very appreciative.
And we are eternally grateful for his commitment, and we stay in touch with him.
Well, I think the gift is really, not about me. I think it's not about me anymore. It's about what the kids have done and what the support staff has done here with Michigan State University.
I think in his mind, he wanted to be able to put something in place where athletes could excel in their academics and could take advantage of those type of things.
Steve gave to 25 sports and has affected thousands and thousands of athletes over the last 15 years, and what a testimony to his character and what he had for vision.
Steve Smith was a family guy, and it was just fantastic what he did, and that's something when I get older and start flourishing my career, I want to do the same thing.
I think Michigan State is about being great now. I think the biggest thing is, Michigan State has always been an absolute wonderful university, but they've turned the corner of being a great program. And I think a program not only about athletics, but everything else that goes with being a university.
He wants, players to come, get their education, and knowing that, education comes first and then student athlete.
At the end of the day, I think he wants us to make sure we emulate the spirit of his mom and the focus she had on education. And if we can, not only as myself as director, but all the staff in the Smith Center, really have that kind of spirit of making sure that we have good, strong core values, and that we're teaching our student athletes to be responsible and accountable and helping them get to wherever they want to get to after sport, I think he's very pleased with that.
How successful it is, and how much it's grown, and what it's doing for the kids. I'm just so elated and happy about everything that's going on.
Yeah, I think athletes have a very special connection. I mean, Steve, I think, had an extraordinary relationship with Michigan State, and was obviously given blessed with the resources to help us. And at the end of the day, though, he has to make that personal decision. And there were enough people that surrounded Steve while he was here, and his own desire to represent his mom and not only his family, not just himself, I think shows that where his core values are and where he is coming from.
It's for all athletics, and that's the one thing that I was very, very proud of. For me to get a chance to be a part of all the athletics. Not only that, I think it's the universities. I know it's only for student athletes, but I think this is something the university can be proud of.
When you look at student athlete, there are so many venues that we take great pride in, whether it be Spartan Stadium or Breslin. But when you look at the other side of it, there's this one building as it reaches across campus, and it's very much a pride and focal point of our athletic department.
The unique part about Michigan State and the Smith Center is that we were the first. We were the first to experiment with different types of study environments. We were the first to have large tutorial programs and what it means to manage that with integrity. When you're the first at everything, a lot of times you're just kind of grasping at straws a little bit. But we've developed this profile and this program that we have increased from all over the country.
Which we've been doing the same assessment for over 10 years, so when we see the results, we have a pretty good idea of where that student's at. And then we will set up their academic support accordingly.
We bring in academic advisors from campus to meet with our student athletes. You know, like Jim talked about, we have a career program. It's just nice to have so many different services that we can provide, and the students feel comfortable coming to the same building each day.
It's not like you have to go to the library or worry about finding a place to meet your tutor. You got one place that's close and it's centrally located for us. I mean, it's in the little triangle between your apartment or your dorm and the gym.
Miss a lot of classes because of road games, things like that. And the Smith Center allows us to have essentially another teacher, a one-on-one teacher to teach us some material, help us work through the problems we have, so we can get a good grade in that class.
So when they're here, their sessions need to be really productive. So they will come in and they'll work hard for an hour, and we are going to be focused on, it could be a particular class, it might be a couple of classes actually that we're trying to get assignments done for or something in that given time span. But we work together, I work together with the coordinators of those students and figure out how many times a week do they need to meet and what needs to get done and when.
You know, it's a very helpful place for us. You know, whenever we need to get some work done, we always stop by the Smith Center and get help with it if we need it and get our work done, you know. So it's a very valuable resource for us.
It's great, you know, it's in the right place. You don't have to go across town or across campus, you know, to find it or get there. You can go, you can walk from the Breslin to the Smith Center.
And it's also just a place where you can go and study, kind of like a library, but you don't have to get distractions by like fans and things like that. You can just go in there, get your own room, and just study by yourself.
You know, I spend a lot of time there with tutors and different things like that, and obviously our academic advisor, Kristen's office is over there too, so we have to check in with her as well. But it's just a great resource for us, and it's a great tool for us to keep excelling in our academics.
You can go in there like till about midnight, you know, do your homework, you know, work on your papers, and then, you know, the tutors know they're a big help.
Not many of these kids are going to be able to go on and play professional sports and make tons of money. They're going to have to go out and be in the workforce, and they're going to be, you know, working everyday jobs, just like most of us are. And to come here and really take advantage of the academic situation and Smith Center and just the academic side of things, I think is truly very important and very impressive.
Yeah, well, if you think about our 750 student athletes in 25 sports, there are a lot of individuals that have come through this building, and if it wasn't for the support of our coaches, and particularly Coach Izzo and the history he has about bringing athletes back, I think every athlete that comes back to visit campus stops by the Smith Center and talks to us, and we really feel part of that family. And Coach Izzo has created that, not only for the student athletes that come through this program, but for the staff who work there. I think we're a connected group. I think it feels like a family, from athletic trainers to our equipment staff to our strength and conditioning coaches and coach in academics, and we all feel that we're all part of the development of the student athlete, and this facility is just that. It's a place where all the people can come together and really support the athletes in their quest for excellence.
And I think that's where most of the pride comes, is not just building a building and letting it stop, but sustaining excellence through the programming, through the people that are in the building, through making it evolve to demanding changes upon the times.
Coaches do that with other programs. In the off-season, they go out and they look at how other people are running certain offenses or defenses. It's not too much different in academic support. There's a lot of information sharing. And because we've been doing it in this structure and in this environment that long, I think we've developed quite a national reputation for people to come take a look at us.
It tells you that the building's phenomenal, and Steve Smith, you know, been so gracious over the years with what he's done and continues to do. But the people inside the building and what it stands for are even better, and that's why people are hiring our people, and that's the best compliment you can get.
About a year and a half ago, when Tom and I were talking, and Mark Hollis was part of the discussion, we were talking about how can we increase the resources for men's and women's basketball. And Mark Hollis, who it supports academic initiatives and academic services more than any AD I know. So Jim, what do you need to make that happen for Tom and Susie's program? And I said, quite frankly, if we can hire and find the right person and we have the resources, we'd like to be able to provide a smaller ratio of student athlete to academic coordinator for our men's and women's basketball program.
Being a former basketball player, I felt like it was a perfect fit for me because I could kind of understand what they were going through. Basketball is a passion for me.
You know, she was in our shoes at a point in time, so that's where I feel like we see eye to eye with her, and that's what makes our relationship so special.
And Kristen's a very special person. She had a wonderful playing experience at Ferris State, where she was a student athlete. She came to our program in graduate school, and we trained her. She went out into the world and got a couple of experiences at a couple of other Division I schools. And we were fortunate enough when we had an opening in the spring to go out there and recruit her to this position.
It was just kind of an opportunity I didn't think would happen this soon, and I just had to jump on it when the opportunity came about.
They are essentially our academic advisor, just helping us to stay on track, as you said, for graduation, or if we want to move forward and try to graduate a little early, she can put the correct classes in there, making sure you're doing the right thing.
Every student's different, and I think that's important to realize that some people might need a little bit more support depending on the courses that they're taking that semester and throughout the year and their time here.
Our time is very valuable to us, and any time that we do get any extra times away from here anyway is usually used towards our education. We're usually over there with a tutor or something like that, or checking up with Kristen and seeing what future assignments that we may have.
But to see someone who might not be as comfortable in the academic setting compared to the athletic setting, see them actually realize, hey, I can succeed, I can do this, and just having another person there to support them and to believe, hey, it is possible. That's just kind of how I got into it.
She's great. She's great to work with. She stays on us when she know that we have an assignment or something that's doing.
It's all about time management and trying to get them, to buy into that. If we can get a system in place, then they're going to do well.
And Kristen has now come on board with us, and she's been phenomenal too. Jim Pignataro runs a heck of a ship over there. He gets a lot done. The people under him, I'd say micromanages without micromanaging. What I mean is he keeps his eye, he's got his pulse on things, but he lets everybody do their job, and I respect that about him. And it's just it's been a godsend for us.
When I first got here, I didn't know how long, I didn't know how long I would be here, as far as, my academics, because, I wasn't that great of a student in high school. But, that's why I put in so much time here at the Smith Center.
Adrian was a kid that really had to work extremely hard in order to qualify to play at this level. And the one thing that I give the kid credit for is he doesn't miss class, he doesn't miss tutoring appointments, and he's really taken advantage of it, and that's why he's been able to, hold right at a 3.0 grade point average, which is something that I'd imagine a lot of people back home wouldn't have given him much of a chance to do. But I think he's really taken advantage of the Smith Center and the people that work over there. And when you do that, there's no question in my mind that you're going to have success, and that's what's happened to Adrian.
He did what you're supposed to do. He went to the Smith Center, he goes to class, he goes to his tutors. And Adrian's carried almost a 3 points since he's been here, which those are in real classes, and he's done an incredible job.
The way that they set things up here at the Smith Center, at Michigan State, that they put you on the right track to graduate.
Having tutors and the learning specialists really help our guys. They see that they might need this help, and then they really buy into it and really get into a system, and then they're able to to succeed and do well and meet their goals that they want in the classroom.
He's like, after this year, he's going to be like 16 hours from graduating. And when I look at that, that'll be one of the prouder guys. Marquise Gray, guys like that struggled in high school and came here and flourished because they bought in. Just like you hope they buy in as a player, they'll go Rowley. Those guys bought in as students and have really done a heck of a job.
Coming in college, so much new things, so many people around. You can get influenced to do so much, and I think, you know, just growing up, I had a strong background and, you know, focus on what I wanted to do. When I got here, you know, academics was the main thing.
Now, you know, for 2 years we were preaching to him, why don't you approach your basketball like you approach your academics? We think we'd have been further along at this point. But academics was something that he's always made it a point to make important for him. It's something that I think he promised his grandma he would get his degree. She passed away last year, so I know it's something that's really important to him because she always stressed academics, and his high school coaches, Mark Parker and Art Winston, have always been on him to really do well from an academic standpoint. You know, when you get some kids that you recruit and they're talking about being one and done, and with Adrian Payne, all he's ever talked about since he come here was getting his degree from Michigan State.
Our coach, he stresses our academics a lot. You know, academics come first to him, you know, then basketball. And you know that just, you know, to have a coach like that and, you know, coaches and, you know, it shows what type of person he is as far as, you know, he wants his guys to succeed on the court and off the court.
Academics is something that Coach Izzo takes very seriously. You know, you have some programs where eligibility is the benchmark for some programs, where here we're not just going for eligibility. We want our guys to excel in the classroom, and that's what most of them have been able to do.
Well, Adrian Payne and the people over there have worked together. You talk about a marriage, you know, made in heaven.
But that's the end goal, is that they can get the degree, not to be eligible each semester, but we do pay attention to that. At the end of their 4 years, 5 years, whatever it may be that they're here, you know, we want them to have that degree.
You know, I'm excited, you know, just being so close there my junior year. You know, I'm on track and, you know, just trying to, you know, maintain the same thing that I've been doing with my freshman year, you know, through my senior year. And I just, you know, pass all my classes, and, you know, it'd be a great thing to be able to, you know, graduate.
Everybody knows that down the stretch, you need some depth, you need some quality people, you need a little injuries, foul trouble, and you need more people to get more done as the quality of teams you play gets better.
Illinois is, you know, they're not a ranked team, but, you know, it shows you how good the Big Ten is, and, you know, every team is going to get you your best shot. So, you know, in the future, you know, we need to come out, you know, with the best energy we have. You know, we're at home.
Illinois is a great team. You know, we looked at their record. You know, even though they have a shaky record, they're still a great team.
Give Illinois a lot of credit. They played hard. They played tough. They went after every ball. You know, I mean, we knew we were going to get a fight. I mean, their backs are kind of against the wall. He's done a great job. Like I said, I think in every way, shape, or form, they took it to us. I think you got to give us a little credit that in the second half, we really came out, and our crowd was awesome, got us back in the game, which needs to happen at home. But, you know, I think it was, that part of it, I think was 25% us, 75% they deserve the credit.
I just wanted to make this, you know, my game, you know. I was tired of, you know, playing, you know, bad and being stressed out over this stuff, man. You know, just come out and play.
They worked harder than us. They got every loose ball. They got 17 second chance points.
So those guys, you know, picked me up in the second half, and, you know, as a team, you know, we came out and we told each other, you know, we're definitely not losing, you know, in the Breslin. So, you know, we were down by 10 in the first half, and, you know, we kind of picked up as a team and came together.
I had some things that were challenging, to say the least, but that's why I'm really proud of Appling and Valentine, the way they hung in there the second half.
You know, tonight, you know, he locked down and he brought a lot of energy. He scored points, and you know that's what we need. You know, out of guys like him when guys go down.
You know, we just wanted to pick it up in the second half and jump on them early, and that's what happened.
And then the second half, we, I guess, regrouped, and our kids came out and played hard.
They were kind of mad dogging a little bit on defensive end, you know, so we just wanted to rotate the ball. And once we did, I saw some openings, and you know, that's where I just made my move.
We were hedging hard, you know, the screens, and you know, that was giving us opportunities, you know, when we throw it backside, or if we were able to turn that corner, we were able to get to the rack, and you know, I think that helped us a lot. We were just really efficient, you know. We didn't take a lot of long shots, you know. We were to the basket every time, throwing passes, getting each other open, you know. I think that it was no really forced shots, you know. They were all good shots, you know. We're good enough players to, you know, when we're shooting good shots, you know, they're going to go in. And, you know, we were just able to make good shots.
You know, we had guys that stepped up to the challenge and helped us out tremendously. So at the end of the day, we're able to come out with the win. That's all that matters.